Happy New Year, everybody. What's up? And welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator. We are back. It's a new year. Welcome to 2025. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and enjoyed your New Year celebrations, whatever it is you got up to. We are back with Car Mechanic Simulator for another year. It's going to be a new start to a new us. We're going to be doing some things a little bit differently, but keeping up with the way it was. And I'll be back to doing proper full videos every week without fail. Fingers crossed on that one, as long as I don't get too unwell. But anyway, before we jump in, I need to say a massive thank you to everybody who voted for the RTR Mustang VM Twin Turbo Edition with a 9.93 score out of 10 from 4 votes. So thank you very much to that one. The Aston Martin is also on the board, but as you can see, it didn't make it into the top 10, coming in 22nd out of 24. So not last, but very, very close. I'm a bit disappointed about that one. It got a score of 8.37 from 6 votes. So thank you to everyone who did vote. It is what it is. It's a shame. It was one of my favourite builds at Aston Martin, but it didn't quite make it onto our show car board, or at least not into the top 10. So the Mustang is out the front, looking beautiful. Didn't make it into our top 3, so we won't be doing any Signature Series t-shirts for it, which I do need to get on for the SC EO LX550. We will be doing that. Any suggestions for that one, do let me know in the comments below. I'm not the best at designing clothing. We'll see how that one goes, but I'll try and come up with something. But if you've got any ideas for it, let me know in the comments. But thank you to everyone who voted for our current builds. Now on to today's build. This is our beautiful Volkswagen Caddy. I am very much looking forward to this one. I have been waiting for a Volkswagen Caddy forever. This is my favorite car, build, truck, whatever you want to call it, of all time. So thank you very much to Multiply for finally making it and letting me have access to it, basically. This is available through Multiply's Patreon. There are a few bits I will talk about a little bit later on. There's some custom interior steering wheel that's included with it. You just need to move it from your folders to the TK Aftermarket folders so that it will load into the game. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But here she is, looking absolutely beautiful. I love this build. It's so cool. We are a bit short on everything. It is missing quite a few parts. It's looking very sorry for itself on the outside, but we're pretty confident. The base color is red, potentially white. Not 100% on that one. We'll go with a red, I think. But if we open up the bonnet there is no engine. We are missing that one entirely. So let's jump in and have a look at this. It is, as I said, the 1983 Volkswagen Caddy. This is the American version, hence the name Rabbit, based off of the Mark I Golf, which is called the Rabbit in North America. This one is based on that one. It is the American version. It's got extended bumpers, the square lights, things like that. But there are plenty of options to change it around. There's a few configs already available, so we won't check out them, but I'll be definitely building them as we go on. As I said, I love the Caddy. We'll be doing lots of these whilst waiting for a new game. And the Taxi DLC is coming out mid-January, I think around the 17th or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Taxi DLC is coming to Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. That should be quite exciting. Did we get a good deal for our cheeky little Caddy, though? We did, only just, but I will take it. 4,962 is what we paid, and we can currently sell it for 4,964, making a profit of 2 credits. We will take that. Thank you very much. Very happy with that one. Hopefully we'll be able to exceed that as we go on later on, getting this car back to its pristine glory. And then we'll be taking it round the drag strip for a bit of fun. Just down the drag strip, not too shabby. I don't think we'll be doing any record-breaking stuff with this one, because the engine in it is the i4 1.6 litre single overhead cam, pumping out a whopping 78 horsepower from the factory. Now, as I did say, the engine is missing. I'm just going to go back onto the main screen. The engine is missing, and it says, we'll go back to that screen, it's the i4 1.6 litre single overhead cam. As we don't have an engine to tear down, let's just jump straight into the shop. Thanks to TK Basics mod, we're going to press Z and go on to tuned engines on here and try and find the engine that we need. Now, it isn't called what it says because it's not there. I think it's the i4 single overhead cam ABT. Look at that image. It's definitely not this one with the exhaust, and it's not the 4x4 version. So I'm saying it's going to be this one. It looks very similar. If we just jump into here and look at the picture, it's got the oil filter, it's got a straight base, but with the throttle down at the end. We go back into the shop. Up to here, the ABT. It's got the blue filter down there. So the intake there with the throttle down at the end. I know these three all do, but I don't think it's that one because of the exhaust. I don't think it's that one because it's 4x4. So we're going to buy this one. 9,868 on the engine. Just got some liquids to add to that one. It's fully tuned, so hopefully that should be everything. Let's just quickly go and put this bad boy onto the stand. On we go. What are you looking like? That's what we like to see. It does still have the exhaust, but that comes out the back and goes straight down the end of the car. That should be absolutely fine, which does mean we're probably missing the manifold on here. So we'll have to sort that one out a little bit later. Maybe this is the manifold that goes in once it's inside the car. We shall see. But there we go. We close that one down. Now it's time to fully get started with this beautiful Caddy. I know we've already bought the whole brand new engine to go in it, so that technically is a start. But we need to get this beast cleaned up. So let's get it into the car wash. Let's get it all shiny and new. The beautiful Caddy is all clean and ready to go. I say ready to go. Let's get started by getting these wheels off, if we could. Nice and simple. One rusty bolt on there, not too shabby. We do only have the 3 wheels. We are missing a few bits from the suspension. We got some rubber bushings missing at the front here. Looks like a lower control arm down there. The sway bar, the shock is all missing. We do have the front drive shaft, though, so that's a bonus. Missing the brake caliper on that side, which also means the pins from it. But not too bad. We're not missing too much. Do we have the... we're also missing the inner and outer tie rods. So there we go. Down to the back. Let's get the wheel off down here. Out you come. I can already see we're missing a rubber bushing right there. But on this side, we are also missing all of the spring, the upper arm, which means a couple more bushings as well. In fact, if we just go into this mode, we can see it, the lower arm and the shock as well. But we have got the tyre, the wheel and tyre and all the brakes and stuff. Not that we're keeping them anyway, not the wheels and tyres, or the brakes actually for that matter. We'll probably be changing them for the TK Aftermarket ones, but we shall see. And on this side, we're missing the side arm, the upper arm, the back arm, and all the suspension stuff along with the shock absorber. So we've got a few bits missing from this one. Do we have a... we are missing a fuel tank. There we go. And all of the exhaust. Obviously, we've got no drive shaft because this is a front-wheel drive beast. But apart from that, we're not looking too shabby. We've obviously got a few bits missing, but that is what it is. Never mind. If we look in the engine bay, as we will while we're here, we've got absolutely nothing in the engine bay, so we need to sort all of that out. Obviously, front shock missing. ECU up here. We've got a fuse box. Brake? That's not a brake, that's a battery tray, definitely. Air filter up here, then all our liquid containers and things like that. And obviously a radiator just here. Coolant. We haven't got power steering, but then this is from 1983, so I guess that probably makes a little bit of sense, realistically. So there we go. The wheels are off. We've got suspension to clear. We've got a little bit from the engine bay to clear as well, but I can't do that yet. Well, I can, but there's nothing to clear, should I say. We've got to work out to get everything back together to go into this engine bay, so we'll sort that one out a bit later on. But I'm going to get the rest of this all stripped out, repaired, replaced, or upgraded, get everything we need to get this beautiful Caddy all back together, and then when we come back, it'll be time to sort out this bodywork, see what we need for the frame, get the interior sorted, along with them new seats, which I will talk about in a moment, and then we can get on and get this beast into the paint shop, ready for a new lick of paint, see what Multiply's done, if anything, with some liveries, and see what options we've got for this beautiful, beautiful Caddy. I believe we've got everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready for that suspension and engine bay, and obviously we've still got our brand new engine in there somewhere. There she is on the stand. Couldn't quite see her, but now we need to crack on with this bodywork. And I think to start with, let's just start stripping it off, see if there's anything weird out there. So we'll get off that hood, and then we've got the front fender. All that's apart. Car part 2. What do you take off? Just the aerial on this mode. Front bumper, the big old chunky one. Off you come. I'm assuming there's meant to be a front end on there as well. Out with the front end, or car part 4. One headlight. Anything else along here? Part of the bodywork. Doesn't look like it. Door. No windshield. The bed looks fixed. What have we got? I think that's a part. Car part 3. Off you come there. We don't need that tail light anymore. We don't need the rear bumper. We are going to get rid of that plate as well. Nothing on there. Out you come. We already got that part. Round we go. Door. Was that a side skirt highlighting? No, it was not. Oh, rear window. Almost forgot that blatantly obvious part. There we go. What else have we got? I think that might be everything. So let's get this interior out that we definitely won't be sticking with. Out you come. and out you come just there. And that should be everything. Fingers crossed, is it? Nothing showing up on there. That's the screen I want, 1%, and we could change the frame if we want to. So we definitely got everything out. Nice and easy. But now we've got to sort this frame out 20%. And we bought the car, obviously, for just under 5,000. I'm not going to go high on this one. I'm going to go 750,000. Close, but not quite. There we go. Let's jump in, though, and check out the body shop for this beautiful Caddy. Where are you? Volkswagen Caddy. Looking stunning. 5 pages of parts. We know we've got some options available. I'm loving this. So, car part 1, which I don't think I actually took off of mine from somewhere. I don't think it was on there. Just going to there. Yeah, definitely not on there. So, car part 1 is a part which is like the engine cover, so on and so forth. I will predominantly be using this one because I just don't like these. You can't paint them to look as nice as you want. My opinion, personal preference. They're still fantastic. Car part 2 is, oh, here we go. So we've got the aerial, we've got some side rails, we've got a full back cover, and I believe that's a flatbed cover on there. Don't quote me on that one. Just hazarding a guess. Car part 3, this is... this is that little LX badge that was on the back. So it looks like we've got some fender flares for the rear arches, maybe some side skirts, maybe some more side skirts. I'm not 100%. We'll check them out. Lots of different front end options for this one. Now, some of them do need to go with some, hence why they're labelled. So you've got the Rabbit GTI, Rabbit. So that all goes on the Rabbit versions. Oh, I've got some parts that I didn't know were in it yet. That's awesome. Then you've got, obviously, the Golf GTI with the red trim around and the round lights, and then the standard Golf with the single round light on there. That one looks awesome as well. These are the front ends, and I didn't realise we had these yet. So these are like some custom front ends Multiply's made for a very special config. So these replace these. We'll see later on. Then we've got front bumper options, quite a few of them. In fact, still going all the way around. Nice, there's a lot. So then we've got front ends. There's a few different versions, the Rabbit GTI and the Golf GTI on there. A couple of door options. This is because there's like a patterned interior that we can use on some of these doors. Then the handles are attached to the window. That was by my choice, so that we could paint the handles different colours to the body if you wanted to. Then we got some fenders. We've got obviously the standard Rabbit, Golf GTI with a little bit of black fender flaring on there. Golf GTI, these are wide bodies. Then the Rabbit. Now you see this, the difference between the Rabbit and the Golf. The Golf sort of finishes at an end, whereas the Rabbit's got a cutout. So you got to make sure you do the right ones. The square ones go with the cutout. The round ones, any of the round ones, go with the non-cutout front fenders on there. It's pretty well labelled, I think. I'm not sure what these two are because there's no image, so we might come to them a bit later. Then we're on the reverse for the other side. A few hood options. Now, one of them specifically goes with the Rabbit. One goes with the Golf. You'll know when you put them on. They'll look weird. Left headlight, square headlight goes with the square ones. Dual round goes with the dual round. Single round goes with the single round. And I'm not sure on that one. I don't know what one that one goes with because I'm not... Oh, I see that's going to be one of the replacement front ends for Multiply's version. I get it. Makes sense now. We won't play around with that one today. That's something we'll look at later. This is new as well. That's been recently added, which is awesome. A big old flared diffuser at the back. That's going to be cool. Then some rear bumper options. Pretty basic. Rear window. Rear window with a roll cage. And a rear window, I believe, with the bed roll cage on there. That looks cool. Replacement of the lights. Then we've got tail lights. A few trunk options. One with the, Volkswagen printing on it. One without the printing. One without the printing and a spoiler. And then just the netting. The reason I asked for the netting is because a lot of caddies do have netting. But that's mostly for the reason as no one can find out smooth one of these anymore. They pretty much don't exist. They're rare as rocking horse tears, because I'm not going to say the other one. And then 2 windshield options on there. Nice and simple. There we go. It is what it is. I will not be putting this one back together exactly as it came apart. We're going to play around with some few options, but we're not going to go for any of the wild special ones that I was just talking about. We'll come to them another time. That's bizarre that it's got white on the outside there. I don't know why that is, but never mind. It shouldn't affect it later on once we get this beast all together. So there we go. I'm going to sort out the bodywork, but before I do that, one, you download this mod from Steam once you've got it from Multiply's Patreon in this Steam folder. So go into the Steam files, find said Steam folder, and then there will be one called interior or accessories or bonus parts or something like that. you need to take that one out and move it into the TK Aftermarket folder. It's written in there what you need to do. So do that, and then you'll get access to the special seats and the special steering wheel, which I'm going to show you right now. If we jump into here, we'll go back into here. We're going to go back into the interiors, and then we've just got to find it. It's in here somewhere. It's not going to be in a bench. It's going to be the single seats. And for me, it should have an orange background. There it is. Seat Golf Mark 1. They're going to look fantastic in it. I'm not going to buy it yet. And there should be a steering wheel. Might not have an image there. It does have an image. Steering wheel Golf Mark 1 on there as well. Absolutely fantastic. They will definitely be going on there to make sure I've got no other parts. But I will do a quick little clip, hopefully put that over the top of the bit I was just saying of how to easily move them files over. It is a piece of cake. You do need TK Aftermarket. If you don't have TK Aftermarket, you can't get the seats or the steering wheel. It's as simple as that. So it's up to you. You don't have to have TK Aftermarket to use this mod. For the special seats and the special steering wheel, you do have to have a TK Aftermarket. But there we go, enough of that. I'm going to crack on now. Going to get all the body panels we need for this one, maybe a few options that we can take a look at, and then get this beautiful caddy all back together, ready to go into the paint shop and decide what we're going to do with it. Just a quick guide to show you how to get the seats from the mod for the caddy into TK Aftermarket. It is very simple. I'm just going to show you. Both of these are on the same menu, as you can see. So I'm going to go into Steam Library. Need to do that on both of them. Steam apps, so on and so forth. Now, here's where it gets a little bit different. To find the caddy, you want to go Workshop, Content, and then into your Car Mechanic Simulator folder. I think mine's the top one. Yes, it is. Nice and easy to find for me on there. So there we go for that one. And then for the other side, you want to go Common Car Mechanic Simulator. Then you want to go, I've lost where I am. Mods, that's the one I was looking for. Mods, and open TK Aftermarket, and also content in there. As you can see, the MSPM Golf Mark 1 interior folder is already there for me because I've already done it in my game. This folder will be in here. It will just be over here, and all you need to do is get to this menu, grab the folder, drop it into here, and you'll have it all in there. Once you've moved it over, you've got obviously, there's nothing in assemblies, but asset bundle, parts, what they are, and obviously the thumbnails for them. And then they'll be in TK Aftermarket, and there for you to nice and easily enjoy your game. As I said, mine was already there because I'd already done it for myself, but I just thought I'd show you guys this folder here will be in here somewhere. It might be hidden behind another folder, but you just need to move this one with the underscores, the MSPM underscore golf underscore Mark 1 underscore interior from here into this folder. As long as you've got TK Aftermarket, you will have the seats and steering wheel in the game, and it's going to be fantastic. Enjoy. Let's get back to it. Let's get this beautiful caddy back together then and into the paint shop. I think I've got everything. So let's get cracking. I'm going to start with the hood. Now, for the Rabbit version, the hood A is the one you need. The hood B is for the Golf GTI version. There you go, with the different fenders. So that one fits on there just nicely. So the fenders are obviously Rabbit fenders, but I've gone for the E's just to give it a little bit of some flair, a little bit of wide body sticking out on there. I think it looks quite nice. There are some other options. Have a play for yourself. Decide what you like. And I have bought two front ends just for the sake, or car part 4s. I've gone for the GTI version just because of how cool it looks on there. Obviously square headlights with the Rabbit version. It looks fantastic, but we obviously don't have a high horsepower engine, so I'm going to take the GTI one off and I'm going to put a debadged one on the front there. So it's the same without the red trim or the Volkswagen badge or the GTI logo. For the headlights, I've gone for Fs. The difference between the A's and the Fs, or the two square ones, is the A's are like a chrome trim, and this has got a black trim around the headlight. So we're going for that one there just for a bit of a meaner look. If we drop down here, front end, there's only a couple of options, so we're just going to go with the Rabbit one for this build, none of the GTIs or stuff like that. On you go. Now for the front bumper, I have bought a couple of options. This is the original one, the big chunky North American bumper. Definitely not a fan of that one myself. Then for the next option, I've just bought one of these ones to show you how it fits on there. It's just a little low trim one. It looks absolutely fantastic and will fit, I believe, with any of the wide flares, although, you know, there's a little bit of gap in there. It will still look good nonetheless. It's designed for the ones without the black trim on, I think. So we'll take that one off. We're not going for that one today. anyway. What we are going for is just a trimmed and shaved, pulled in, more like the European style front bumper on there. I think that one looks very, very good. Let's just get a blank license plate on for the time being. Open the hood. Car part 1 obviously sits in here. We've just gone for the car part 1 version 1 because I don't want a full engine or anything in there. We're going to build and paint our engine a little bit later on. Nice and simple. Close you down. For the windshield, I went for B with the sun strip at the top there. Body match colour, hopefully a little bit later on. And for the rear window, I went with the B, which is the internal roll cage. Obviously, the A is just the window and the C is a frame roll cage. But as you can see, I'm doing something else with the bed there. I think that looks quite nice. In fact, we'll put this one on. This is car part 2. So this can either be... what can this be? Oh, this can be the aerial antenna up here, some rails running down the side, a big, like making it a van back cover, or this bed cover, which I like, in my opinion, just sort of closing off the back there. It looks quite nice. Pleased with that one. For the doors, now there's 3 options. I'm only showing you the one today, which is option C, which has got the pattern on the inside on there. Looking very, very nice. It will go with our seats, which I'm going to throw in now because we can. So the seats, obviously, Golf GTI seats. I've shown you already how to get them into your game. Looking absolutely fantastic on there. And we'll also get that Golf steering wheel on as well. If we come out and go back into normal mode, you can see the patterning is fantastic. It looks so good. Anyway, windows are just, sorry, they're not. So there's a chrome door handle or a paintable door handle. We're going for the paintable handle just on there. And there's 3 options for the mirror. There's a chrome one, this one here, which matches in with the trim, or a white one, which I believe is paintable. But with quality of life, these mirrors will be paintable anyway, so it won't matter. But there we go. So we're going for the black trim. I think I'm going to try and leave the black trims all roughly around the same. Now, for car part 3, I've bought a couple of pieces. I haven't. I'm going to go back in and buy a couple of pieces. That's the one we're going for. I'm going to have a look at 3D just because I don't know what it is. And I think we'll go for 3C as well. Is it 3? Yes, 3 we're definitely on. So this is the one that was the little LX badge. We're obviously not using the LX badge. So we'll go for 3C first. Oh, that's big bolt-on fenders. Looking fantastic. And a side skirt by the looks of that as well. Looking nice, but not what we're going for today's build. So off you come on there. That was the C, wasn't it? So D is... a little bit of the trim. In fact, we might go for this one with the side skirt on it as well. That actually looks quite good. Or do we take this one off and go for the other ones, which are the Bs, which are just the rear trim on the arch there, not the side skirt? Do we want to go for the side skirt on this build? Yeah, why not? Let's change my mind of how I'm going to build it all back together. Take you off and let's go for the D, which was the trim with the side skirt as well. I do think that looks quite nice. Beautiful. Maybe we should have gone for the trimmed front. No, we're going to stick with the front bumper on there. I don't want this one to be too over the top because we're going to have plenty of these builds to go through. Tailgate, I just kept it with the Volkswagen badge tailgate, the original OG, how it should look tailgate on there. And then for our rear bumper, I went with the B, which just tucks it in. It's a lot nicer. It's not one of the big chunky American style ones that we had on the front of the original or the back when you first saw it. Looking quite good on there. Let's get our rear license plate on. And then for the last piece, I've just gone for these sort of LED light bar sort of tail lights. I think they look the coolest. They're absolutely fantastic and they are looking beautiful. I think that should be it for our beautiful little caddy. Let's just double check. 100%, 100%, 100%. It definitely is. Everything back together. That interior is looking fantastic. I'm probably not even going to colour any of that. I'm going to leave it all as it is in there because it looks absolutely beautiful. And we may tone down our engine painting just a little bit to how we normally do it. I normally go over the top and paint everything. I think I'm going to start making them a bit more real world. You know, you wouldn't necessarily paint a full engine block or your heads maybe. Sometimes you will, but not for every build. So we might go for a little bit more realism on the engine painting going forward. I might still go over the top now and then. We shall see. But I think this is looking fantastic. I need to sell off the parts I'm not going to use so it doesn't come into our costs. Obviously, I've still paid for them. So I'm going to sell off the bits that we haven't used, add that to our costs, so we see the full costings at the end there. But I think she's looking beautiful. She's all ready to go into the paint shop. So let's get her in and see what kind of liveries we've got and what colour we're going to go for this absolutely stunning Volkswagen Caddy. in the paint shop then with our beautiful Mark 1 Caddy. I love this. Absolutely love this build. I love this car. Anything that anybody does to this will always look fantastic, in my opinion. I think this is one of the best looking mini trucks in the world. It's fantastic. But anyway, can't get over the fact that it is so good. And thank you so much to Multiply for adding this in. It is so much a dream car. But anyway, let's crack on. Let's start. Let's have a look at some factory colours first, shall we? So you've got your plain standard silver. I believe a lot of these came in silver. We will be changing that door handle colour regardless later. Solid white, metallic black, solid green, solid red, solid beige. I don't know. Then a metallic beige, which doesn't look too bad in all honesty. That isn't too shabby. Not quite what I'm after. And we've got a lovely little lilac, solid lilac colour. A solid yellow. I'm never a big fan of the solid finishes anyway. Then a solid dark red. A metallic sort of off greeny grey colour. Then a metallic bluey purple. Solid grey. Not sure. Deep metallic blue. That looks quite nice as well. And then a solid blue on there. I think I'm going to keep this in a red, but I'm not going to go for a solid red. That's for definite. So I want to go over to here. I want to change this. I'm going to go for a metallic red, but I do feel like we want to make this a bit darker or a bit more orangey. So let's go up to 20 on the hue. I'm going to bring this down to say 85. So it's still red, but you can see just like a little bit of orange in there, like a sunburst sort of. Not sunburst, that's the wrong choice. Like a... Can't think. Sunburnt orange. There we go. It's just a bit dark. You can see it's mostly orange on the matte that you get finished inside the engine bay. But on the outside, it's that metallic-y red. I do think that's looking quite nice. But last thing to do, or next thing to do, is to check for liveries. We've got arrows, so we've definitely got something. Let's have a look. Slot number 1 is Rabbit GTI. And it's added a Rabbit GTI badge down the side, matching on the other side as well. Anything on the back doesn't look like it, but that's cool. I like that. Slot number 2, trunk. Oh, I think if you use the mesh tailgate, the one I was showing you earlier, instead of the Volkswagen one, I think test 2's got a little Multiply logo in the middle of the mesh. I think it was just a test to see if it was possible. I'm not sure. Have we got any more? No, that is it. So I think just because we can, even though to me it's a Caddy and not a Rabbit pickup, as the Americans call it, I think we're going to go for the Rabbit GTI just because it looks cool. I quite like it. So we're going to go for that on this sort of metallic-y red. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to paint all screws, but not rims, and I just want to make that black, and I can't remember how to do it. I think it's just all the way down, isn't it? Why can I... all the way down on the brightness is all we need. So that's fine, that's fine. Screws in there. Let's get it painted. We're going to change a couple of bits. If I come out of this mode here, you see all of this trim and bumper stuff's gone like a matte sort of black colour, which I do quite like, whereas the wing mirror is sort of a bit more shiny. So I might try and get that closer to that sort of matte black on there if I can. I'm going to do something with that roll cage. I think the red's just a little bit too vibrant inside there in comparison to everything else. So I think we'll leave that as it is. That's something you need to work on, maybe Multiply. I can't sit down. I can't find a way to take the seat with that roll cage. Oh, there we go. So I will be able to sit there. That's fine. You can still sit, but there we go. Multiply. Something that we need to put... Well, I would say we've got nothing to do with this. That potentially needs some work, as you can't sit in the car easily with the roll cage window in, because it just wants to select the roll cage window. You can if you go low enough, but there we go. That is what it is. I love that interior. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We won't be changing that. Door handle colours, I might see if we can get them into that matte black, because we could probably just stick with a red and black sort of theme on this one. Maybe, do we do chrome inside the engine bay, because it's a bit matte orange in there? So we're going to keep some of this metallic on, I don't know, the head covers maybe. We'll see as we go along. And do we do like the chrome exhaust? I think we do. We're going to go for a chrome exhaust. We're going to try and make this look as realistic as possible while still being a little bit elaborate, if that makes sense. So that's what we're going to go for. I'm not going to change anything on the interior apart from that roll cage colour, which we may just go for a metallic black on there, just so it sort of fits in and looks quite nice. Mirrors definitely, door handles definitely, and I may try and do something with the colour. No, we're going to leave that, because there's going to be like maybe a chrome exhaust tip coming out somewhere. I don't know where it is. Should be around here somewhere. Maybe it sticks out the side. We shall see. But that's looking cool as it is at the moment. I'm a big fan. Hope you're enjoying this one. I have been absolutely loving it. So now I'm going to crack on, start getting all the suspension and engine stuff painted that we need to get this one looking absolutely fantastic and get this beautiful caddy all finished off, ready to do a couple of runs on the drag strip, even though it probably won't be that powerful. Should be fun nonetheless, though. That's everything painted, and we're almost finished with this beautiful, our first Mark 1 Caddy, or Rabbit GTI, or Rabbit Pickup GTI, as I believe it's called. Looking pretty good. That metallic red has come out fantastic. Looking absolutely beautiful. We did get matte black on the door handles and on the mirrors just there. I decided to leave the roll cage in that metallic red rather than swapping it to black. Just gives a bit of extra colour on the interior there. Looking quite nice. Quite pleased with that. I don't think I changed anything else. Obviously, the windows have already been tinted all the way around. 60 on the front and side. 100 on the back. I also did 50 on the tail lights. I just think it made them look a little bit more in your face sort of thing. It actually added some lightness to it rather than taking it away, which is a bit bizarre, but there we go. I did also do the front bumper, trim them down a little bit. I think that's about 50% as well. Take the orange out of them, but left the headlights as they were. It would let you do the headlights, but only the side reflectors or repeaters, whatever you want to call them, indicators as we call them. So there we go, that was that. The rest of it's looking pretty good. Obviously you've seen the interior, we did nothing new to it. Obviously that beautiful golf seat and all the matching interior stuff in there looks absolutely incredible. Brilliant job by Multiply. But let's open up the engine bay. We've got everything in there apart from the engine we were missing at the beginning. Now the shocks do clip up through a little bit. That relatively easy fix if you wanted to adjust every single config to look perfect. When I do a custom one, I'll fix mine on there so they don't look so bad. Everything else has just pretty much got a bit of metallic black on it, just to sort of give it a bit of colour. Obviously, it's more of a fiery orange inside the engine bay as to a metallic red on the outside. You can just about see the difference, but I think it looks really nice. We did keep some of the body coloured version, not the matte version, on the fan just there, and a little bit on our little Volkswagen cover just on our battery just there. It's all looking pretty good. If we jump down to the underside and look at the suspension, lots of black on there, and then we've got lots of aluminium, however you want to say it, looking good in there. I confused myself, basically, is what it is. So we've got metallic blacks all the way around, even on the shocks. Then we've got pearl black on this piece and this piece because of the rubbers. Didn't want them to look too weird, but everything else is in that metallic black, a brushed aluminium, or there's a little bit of the orange on the hubs just there. We've got the bushings and the sway bar in a matte version of the body coloured, which is more like the engine bay, along with the springs on there. It looks quite good. I'm quite pleased with it. Down the back is pretty much the same. You know, you got the main black parts in there, including the shock and the spring setup, and then we've got orange on the bushings and aluminium on all of the arms there. Kept the Brumbo brakes as they were, looking very, very nice. I'm quite pleased with it. I think it looks fantastic. But before we go any further, we need to get that engine in. So let's move our engine crane over, get into the back room and see what we've got going on with this engine. I have painted everything I'm going to paint on it. As I did say earlier, I am going to be sort of reducing the amount of paint I do, making it look a bit more realistic. So the block is not touched. A few of these parts on here aren't touched either. They just are as they are. Did put a metallic black on the timing cover, and as you can see, lots of brushed aluminium around the outside, and our belts are blacked out as per usual. This is the metallic body coloured version. It's meant to be. It looks more orange on here than it does anywhere else, the same as this piece up here. And our engine head cover, or engine head should I say, is got a brushed aluminium on the outside with a bit of that body matched reddy orange on the inside of it, looking quite nice. There is one camshaft, hence it's a single overhead cam engine, but there are 5 camshaft caps. Make sure you don't miss out on all of them. Otherwise, it might look a little bit weird. 4 spark plugs down the side, obviously, and all your ancillary bits. If you've got this engine and TK Aftermarket, it might look a little bit different than if you just used the base version of this engine. But anyway, let's crack on. Let's get this finished off. Engine head cover on you go in that body-coloured metallic red. The same as the fuel rail, as you can see just there, and it should be the same as the body, but not the engine bay, because that's got a bit more of a matte orangey finish to it. This little sensor up here, I didn't paint it, just left it as it was. But then we do have our ignition coil block, which I have done that one in a pearl version of the orange it is the same color effectively, but you can see how much a difference a finish makes. That's a metallic finish, that's a pearl finish. Comes out more orange. The wires themselves are also in that pearl orange as well, just to give it a splash of something else. Everything else you can see is either brushed aluminium, a natural, or a metallic black, and it looks very, very nice. Much more real than what I normally create, which is what I was going for and what I think we'll be aiming for going forward. So let's get this one off the stand. There's still a few bits to go on it. We've got to go up and down with our beautiful little caddy. So let's get the engine dropped in. In you go. We'll put you away because we shouldn't need you anymore. We've got to go up first. Up you go. In you go. Engine's in. Let's get you up in the air and start getting a few of these bits in. As we jump under here, one of the first things we do have to start with is we have to get that front exhaust section in. So we're going to do the whole exhaust while we're here. If I can find a decent spot. Rear muffler, on you go, fully chromed out. Middle muffler, which is obviously our resonator delete pipe, fully chromed out on there as well. And then our front exhaust section is chrome with a little bit of black on the sheathing, although, oh no, I thought it had gone weird. It's still got all the textures on there. We need to go back up top and do that one in a second. But before we do that, we will throw our gearbox in, which is in black and that red sort of body colour on there. Looking quite nice. Oh, this fuel filter, by the way, that's in the pearl orange. Matte. This is all the same colour. That's a matte finish on the body colour. That's a pearl finish on the body colour. And that's a metallic finish on the body colour. They're all the same colour. They just come out slightly different depending on your texture. Oh, starter from the engine bay. The gearbox is in. The only thing I think this build is missing, in my opinion, is the front drive shafty bit that goes across there that connects them up normally. But it is what it is. You don't always get the perfect front suspension with that drive shaft in the right place. So sometimes you just have to negate it and pretend it doesn't exist, which is what we've done here, I'm assuming. But anyway, let's get you back down. Couple more bits to go in, and then we'll get these wheels on. Get this beautiful caddy all finished up and outside in the sun. If we jump in here, go around to the back, we've got our exhaust manifold, which is chromed out along with the rest of the exhaust. And obviously all our beautiful black bolts, just finishing it off there. Looking very nice. Round to this side, and we've got our starter in here, which I have just done in the metallic black with black bolts, so it kind of just hides itself away. There we go. That is the engine bay all sorted. Most of the suspension sorted. We just need to get some wheels on this little beast. So let's crack on with that. I have already picked them and coloured them, so let's get going. I've gone for the Volk GTC style rim. Thanks again to Multiply and TK Aftermarket for these ones. The size of the rim is a 16-inch. It's got 215 width and a 40 profile, and all four are exactly the same. Nice and simple. They've got metallic finish of the body colour, standard grey, and a bit of chrome in there as well, just to finish it off. Looking very, very nice. I say standard grey. That's kind of like a blacky kind of grey, but you understand it. Let's get all of these on, ready to go, and let's carry on. On we go. Bolt all of these up. Obviously, the brakes are looking nice in there. There is plenty of room for it all. Let's just get going around, get all of these in, and get this beautiful caddy onto the ground instead of on the lifter for the first time since we washed it at the beginning. And I didn't even show you that because I'm skipping that clip now to try and save a bit of time and do some other more interesting things rather than washing the car. But anyway, that should be you all finished. Let's get you down on the ground. It does go down on the ground, which means all wheels are the right size. I think that's looking pretty good, in my opinion. Quite pleased with this beautiful little caddy. And this is what I class as a relatively stock version. It's got not anything wild or crazy or over the top going on it. So there'll be plenty more to come from these beautiful caddies. All we need to do is get ourselves purchased a private plate, get the liquids topped up, and we can get this beautiful car outside in the sun. We're almost finished with the beautiful caddy. Everything is done apart from our license plates. So let's get off these blank placeholders and get on what we're using for this, which is quite simply Caddy 1. Because it's the first caddy I've made, and there will definitely be more to come. Off with the rear plate. Get you replaced with your actual chosen plate. There we go. Looking pretty good on there. I absolutely love this beautiful caddy. It is absolutely fantastic. And it's not even like my custom dream build version. We're way away from that one yet. We got our work cut out before we can do that one. But there she is. She's looking beautiful. Quite like the colour. This sort of flame reddy orange sort of metallic finish going on there. That does look a bit more orange when you open up the engine bay and you see the matte finish in there. It is all looking very nice. I'm pleased with it. What do you think? Do let me know in the comments below, and leave a cheeky little like while you're there as well if you have enjoyed this video. But anyway, let's jump in and figure out how we can do this. There you are. Get in, get sat down, get you started, and see what this caddy sounds like. The interior on here is fantastic. Considering we've just got the normal Rabbit version, we have a speedo and a clock rather than a revometer, whatever you call that piece. You know what it is. But yeah, so we've just got a speedo and a clock. The GTI version has a clock and a rev counter, so there is a difference on the interior as you go on. But I love it. I think it all looks fantastic in here. Let's get it started and see what this little i4 sounds like. High-pitched, for high-paced tick over there. It's quite fast. Let's give it some gas. It's got nothing special, no turbo or anything like that. Still sounding pretty nice though, but it is time to get this beautiful caddy onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is and what its drag rating will be, and then it's onto the drag strip. On the dyno with our beautiful little i4 powered caddy, absolutely loving it. What have we got? 78 factory horsepower. I'm not expecting anything mind-blowing from this one today, but hopefully a decent increase. Let's have a look. What have we got? There's a gain of 62 horsepower, 79%, bringing us up to a grand total of 140 horsepower from the beautiful Volkswagen Caddy / Rabbit. But there it is, drag rating of D155. We are going into a drag tournament, so that's going to be a low-class entry for us. Should be interesting, I think, to say the least. But there we go. Not too shabby from our beautiful little Caddy / Rabbit pickup. But let's get on and see what the gearbox tune is. I was way too close to that monitor then, confused me. Let's jump in here and have a look. That's what we've gone for, a 3.25 final ratio. As you can see, there ain't much going on there. I didn't really adjust too much of this. I thought it was all a relatively decent ratio. Just bringing this up to give us a little bit more speed off the line and also keeping that as we go. So we'll see how that works in a tournament in just a little while. We do obviously have a fully tuned Stage 3 ECU, giving us 16% additional tunage, which always helps. Tunage? I don't even know if that's a word, but it sounded right at the time. Anyway, it always helps. If you want to learn how to easily do this one every time, there is a link in the top right-hand corner up here. It's also linked in the description below. It's just a short, less than 60-second video of how to easily tune this perfectly every time without fail. There's also another one in there for the carbs in the description, so if you want to learn how to do that one as well, there's another link there for you. But there we go, that's enough of that. Let's get our beautiful Caddy / Rabbit, not GTI, pickup truck onto the drag strip and see if we can get her onto the speeder board. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to June Race Stripe Raceway, the first of 2025. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with it. We've obviously got our cheeky little caddy, which is looking stunning with its D155 drag rating. Not breaking any records with this one, but let's get on with it. King of the Sands. We do 1/4 mile, and we're obviously going to enter in D class, where we pay a 400 fee instead of our normal 1,000 fee to get this one into a tournament. Who have we come up against today? Our first race is against the Gravel Grand Marshal Taxi. So there we go. That is our first competition. We've got a Mustang SVO in there as well. A Corvette C1 Standard Edition. We've got Mietzi in a Bolt Cape Mark IV. Lovely to see that one. We've got Truck Fan in the Ford Mustang Saleen. Jackal in a Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, the Lit Edition. We always like to see them versions. And plus a plethora of others. And one of my favourite cars in the modern era, the Nissan Fairlady Z. Same modern era, but anyway, any Nissan Z is always quality nonetheless. We do obviously love the 300 SL. But anyway, let's get on with our first race. We got a Volkswagen Caddy pickup truck versus a Grand Marshal Taxi from Gavril. How are we going to do? Let's go find out. It's the transporter of people versus the transporter of small goods, because it's not very big. But there we go, Volkswagen Caddy versus the Gavril Grand Marshal Taxi Edition. Who's going to take the win in the first race? Let's go. Come on, you beautiful little caddy. I'm not expecting any records to be broken, but I do expect you to beat a taxi off the line. We have beaten it off the line. At least that's a good sign. Come on, little caddy. Where are you? I can't see the taxi. It is behind us, and that's all that counts. Let's get across the line and see what we've got. No records broken. 15.430 seconds to the quarter of a mile. And you know what? I don't even care because it's the best looking vehicle that's ever existed. 141 kilometers an hour from our beautiful Caddy. I can't get over, I can't explain how much I love the look of the Caddy. I think it's one of the best looking vehicles ever. So it is what it is. It's no way going to break any speed records, but we'll definitely do a custom version of this later on that probably will dominate the drag strip. Fingers crossed on that one. Stay tuned for it. And if you've got any suggestions for a custom Caddy, especially what engine to put in it, because I'm unsure at the moment, but do let me know in the comments below. Well, anyway, we've made it through round one. Let's get on to round two and see if we can make it into the semi-finals. Truck fans still in the Saleen Mustang. It's not a Ford, is it? I'm thinking it's just a Saleen Mustang at this point. But anyway, in the Saleen Mustang, we did lose Jackal in the 300 SL, but that was never going to be overly quick. Mietzi's still in the Bulk Cape Mark IV, and obviously we're up against the standard edition Chevrolet Corvette C1. We'll be able to beat it with the Caddy. I don't imagine so, if I'm being truly honest, but let's get on to the drag strip and let's find out properly. Oh, it is a good-looking car, the Corvette C1. Chef's a kiss. It is a very nice-looking car. But I do think we're at an advantage because that looks like it's got vintage tyres on it. I mean, it's definitely got vintage tyres on it because they're the white wall, whereas we've got slicks. So that should definitely give us a little bit of advantage against the Chevrolet. We won't be able to beat it, though. It is round two. Can we make it to the semi-finals? Let's go! They say that like it was going to launch off the line. Oh, that was a terrible start. Very delayed reaction. This is why most people, when driving, don't do commentary. It's a hard thing to do. I know I'm not really driving. I'm only playing a game. But we've lost to the Corvette C1. And I'm blaming my reaction time off the line because that was appalling. I reckon, yeah, look at that. Almost half a second. Absolutely terrible when it comes to reaction times. So this is entirely my fault. I take full responsibility for this loss. But there we go. Quarter of a mile, 15.748 seconds. Obviously not as good as our first run, but not half a second out. Only about 2.5 seconds out. So not too shabby. 141 kilometers an hour was the top speed from our beautiful Caddy. And yeah, we've obviously got out in round two. I didn't expect to make it very far. This is front wheel drive, powered by an i4, quite a small engine. It was never going to break any records. And also the horsepower is like 140 or something. So yeah, it was never great. But there we go. We've gone out. Sadly, we've lost to a Chevrolet Corvette. In other news, this is the car we'll be working on next. So keep your eyes out for that one. But anyway, let's get back. Let's see who's going to win this tournament, who's still in it, and how much money we've taken away from winning one race. Well, now we're all out. We've lost Mietzi, we've lost Truck Fan, and obviously I'm not there anymore. So now it's between a Fairlady Z, a Plymouth Roadrunner, the FMW Sentinel Sport, or that Chevrolet Corvette that we just lost to. Who is going to make it into the final? Let's find out. Who's it going to be? It is the Roadrunner versus the Corvette. It's American muscle and stylish American muscle, I guess you would call that one. But anyway, who's going to take the overall win? It is the Roadrunner. I mean, I kind of guess that makes sense with the Roadrunner. But we've taken 300 credits after paying, what was it, 400 to enter? So that's not too bad. We've only lost out on 100 credits from entering the drag tournament. I would have liked a little bit better. But anyway, let's get the Caddy back to the garage, see if we can sell it on for a nice bit of profit. And I think we will sell this one because it's not like my dream custom edition. So we will sell it, see if we can make some money, and check out the Chevrolet Corvette C1 coming up next. So the Caddy, with a time of 15.430, came 29th out of 31 on the speeder board. Not the best, but we never expected it to be the best anyway. So let's crack on with some facts and figures. We bought the car for $4,962 at the beginning of the episode and could have sold it and made a profit of 2 credits. Yeah, just 2. But we didn't do that. We spent $20,530 upgrading the suspension, getting the engine bay all sorted, including all the exhaust and stuff like that. For our brand new engine plus all the liquids, gearbox and starter was $11,248. Bodywork, interior and frame was $6,489. Our wheels and tyres were $8,650. Our private Caddy 1 plates were $1,700. And the paint and finishing was a total of $14,914. Then we did have our drag racing. We paid $400 to enter and we made $300 profit. So it puts us $100 down in total. But puts our total spend at $68,500. 593 from our beautiful little Caddy. Let's get off the B-roll and get back into this. It is a beautiful looking truck. I'm very pleased with it. I do like the engine in there. As I said, I tried to go as realistic as possible with this one, not too over the top. I think it's come out pretty decent. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. And should I go back to over the top engine painting and stuff like that? I like it this way. Do you like it this way? I think more people will like it this way, but there is only one way to find out. So let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, beautiful little Caddy that we spent 68,593 on. Is there some money to make from this beautiful little truck? I absolutely love these. I've said it so many times in this episode, but it is what it is. 68,593 is what we spent. It is all 100% finished now, looking fantastic with almost 300,000 kilometers on the clock. Not too shabby. That i4 engine tuned from 78 horsepower to a whopping 140. Absolutely fantastic. But 68,593 is what we spent. Can we make some money? We certainly can. With the sale of 108,384, that leaves us 39,791 profit from the first of many Volkswagen Caddies. I absolutely love these. But it's time to say goodbye to this one. We'll have more custom, higher power ones coming later on. So off you go, Caddy. We'll take our beautiful profit for the time being. It's such a shame to see that go. It was beautiful. But anyway, what have we got coming up next? I already told you it is the beautiful C1 Corvette, looking absolutely sorry for itself on the trailer right now. That looks like it has been through some stuff. You definitely do not want to be talking about what this car has been through. It has been through a lot. But let's jump in and take a look. This is the Chevrolet Corvette C1. There are 5 configs, and I've gone for the Resto Mod version with almost 350,000 kilometers. We got it from the Bad Auction House, although it's available in all of the places, so you can get it anywhere. I believe. I might have adjusted that myself. But it's in very, very bad condition. I don't think I've seen one this bad for quite some time. So we're not going to see if we got a good deal, but what engine is in it? Well, it's got a lot of options, I can tell you that. We've currently got the V8 overhead valve CGM supercharged engine in there, but if you want it to be swapped to something else, do let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, we will just stick with the supercharged CGM. You know, I've built a lot of engines in this game since we started. I'm pretty sure I've built them all, but I'm not sure. So if you want to see anything specific from this list, do let me know in the comments below, and we'll find out if we got a good deal for it in the next episode. The beautiful Corvette C1. So make sure you join us back here on Monday for the beautiful Corvette C1. Hopefully we'll be able to do it some justice and make it look a lot better than it currently does. Any suggestions for colours or things like that, do let me know in the comments, as well as what you thought of that beautiful Caddy today. Always interested in what you guys have to say, I guess. Leave a cheeky little like if you enjoyed it. Share this video if you think someone else might enjoy it. And hit that join button below if you want to become a member of the VM Garage Club with these beautiful perks. We've got the Discord. I'm currently doing day early videos, if I can get round to them. They have all worked so far. So if you want to become a member and get access the day before to my videos, click join below. And you can also get access to all my configs and liveries that I create custom-wise. And we share them all on the Discord, where we can all chat, have a laugh, and wish each other a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll say it again. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a beautiful New Year's Eve. I hope you didn't celebrate too hard and aren't feeling too sorry for yourself on this beautiful first day of the year. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members. I always appreciate every single one of you. You guys are absolute legends. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.